Before 18, I personally feel you should not force anybody to learn any foreign language because at that time you are developing your other skills, you're learning so many other stuff. Hi everyone, welcome back to a new video. Today I will not teach you anything, no concepts, nothing about Spanish. But I will talk about something which I have noticed in the past few years. How schools and colleges lie to you when they say they are teaching you a foreign language. Before jumping into it, I would like to tell you that I have taught Spanish in a private university in 2017 and I have friends who are teaching Spanish and other languages across Delhi in different schools and colleges, and I have talked to them, and based on that I have come up with few things and that how these schools and colleges are not really teaching you a language but a complete different thing is happening. Let's get into it. The first thing that I want to talk about is it is a marketing strategy that schools and colleges, they don't really want to teach you a language. It is a way to attract more students to get more fees. When a school says that here we teach you German or French or Spanish, or when a university, especially a private university, says that in our university you also learn a foreign language, it is a marketing strategy. They don't really teach you the language, which I will talk about further, but for now it is a great way to attract more kids, get more fees, attract parents that here in this school and in this college we teach a foreign language. So if you are learning something, let's say if you're in a university and you're doing engineering, or if you're doing law, or if you're doing a BA or maybe an MBA, that you are also taught a language which is a skill, and join our university or come to our school, we are giving you an extra skill. In reality, very different thing is happening. They are not really teaching a language, it is just on paper. Now you would ask me why schools and colleges are doing it, and my answer to that is because they want to fill those empty hours. If I talk about schools, you have periods from 1 to 8, and in between you have, let's say, half an hour or 1 hour where they have to fill those spaces, so they fill it by a foreign language. And in universities, again, you spend let's say 7 to 8 hours from morning till evening in a university, and the university wants you to attend those classes. And how do they fill it? By adding a language in those empty hours. In schools, they have a break in between and they have constant classes, so they fill it by giving you a language. And in universities, they market that in a way that you're learning a new skill, that in our university you are learning a language which is a skill that will help you, and that's how they are tricking you. But in reality, they don't really teach you the language. Now, why do I say that they are not teaching a language? Because I have my own personal experience. I have taught language in a university, and I know exactly what was happening there. Kids were not attending the classes. They would beg me for attendance. They would beg me for internal marks because they were never interested in the language. And why they were not interested? Because it was not a choice that was given them to you if they want to learn a language or if they don't want to learn a language. It was just forced upon them. You have to learn a language. It is mandatory for every student to learn a language, even if they're interested and not interested. And many a times what happened, if a kid wanted to learn Spanish, they were forced to learn German in universities. And in school, before 18, I personally feel you should not force anybody to learn any foreign language because at that time you are developing your other skills, you're learning so many other stuff. You're learning English, आपकी English अच्छी हो रही होती है, and you're getting interested in science or mathematics. And if you force a language on somebody and you don't want to learn it, it will completely ruin the whole experience of school, where maybe you're enjoying few subjects but you're not enjoying a language. And you have exams and you have to get good marks in that will completely destroy the percentage. And to be very honest, if you want to believe it or not, parents, our kids are motivated by the marks and the percentage that they get. Another reason why they force a language to you in school and colleges is that because it sounds fancy. Doesn't it sound fancy if I say I can speak in Spanish and in German and in Portuguese, or here in this school we also teach you a foreign language. We teach you Spanish and Italian, and the kid would be able to understand and talk in that language. And in universities, if you sell the idea of you will be able to get a job after learning this language, but in reality you do not learn anything. Why? Because kids are not interested, teachers are not interested in teaching, because there is no motivation in teaching the kids, because they're not attending the classes. Nobody cares if they are really able to speak in that language. Why I'm saying that? Because in India, in schools and colleges, what is really happening is that you are supposed to write stuff, you are supposed to mug up things, you are supposed to learn things by heart. For example, I have a family friend and her daughter is learning Spanish, and it has been 4 classes, and the only thing she has learned so far is good morning. She has only learned guten morgen, that's it. 4 class, that would be around 2 hours. In 2 hours, the only thing she has learned to say is good morning. And she came up to me and she told me, Lakshay, tell me what is happening. It has been 4 classes and she has only learned good morning. Can I teach German from my side, from my end, so that she can really improve the language? And my answer to it is, let her be 18, let her finish school, because before 18, I would say it is too early to learn any language, because you don't have the atmosphere. To learn a language, you need people to talk you, because in the end, if you want to be good at any language, Hindi, English, Spanish, German, any language, you have to speak that language with fluency, and you have to understand that language without missing out on any message from the other person. And in schools and colleges, they don't teach you how to speak, they don't teach you how to understand that language, they don't practice the listening part of it. The only thing that you're doing is they write something on the board, you copy that, you mug up, you learn those things by heart, and you spill that in the answer sheet when the exam happens. That's it. It is the most bizarre way to learn any language. Let me give one more example. How a small kid learns a language. We are not teaching him a language. He is not going to any school so far. He is 1 year or 2 year old. He learns by listening. So if that important thing of listening activity is not happening in schools and languages, how can you expect that the kid will be able to speak in that language? Because the only activity that is happening is writing. Do you know why teachers are not interested in teaching you other aspects of a language like listening or speaking, and they really focus on writing? Firstly, because our education system is like that. We all know that we have so many videos talking about the same thing. But the second thing which I personally faced was because the teachers are highly underpaid and they have no desire to teach you anything outside the course. So when I was teaching in this university, if I taught in the month of January, firstly the pay that was given was very less, and if I taught in January, my salary would come in the month of March. So I had to take out printouts where I had to prove that I have taught these many classes. Then I would go to the accounts department, I would submit my bill, because I'm a visiting faculty, so I had to submit a bill. And if I submit the bill in January on time, my money would come in March. So teachers are like, if my money is not coming on time, students are not interested in learning, they are forced to learn a language. So why should I go outside the course, or why should I put the extra effort to teach these kids Spanish or German or French? Why should I put in the effort if the system is completely broken, where I'm not getting paid on time, where teachers, they don't want to learn, everything is broken? So let me just make a worksheet which is exactly as the question paper that would come in the exam, give them, and if they're smart enough, they'll do the worksheet, and almost the same would come in the final exam, and that's it. Maybe they can go outside and tell, I have learned a language from this university, or I have studied language from this school, but in reality that thing has no value. Yes, you heard it right when I said it has no value. If I talk about having a conversation, the language that they teach you, I can guarantee you can never have a conversation with a native with whatever they have taught you so far in the school or in the university, because they only teach you super basic, and even in that super basic they don't really teach you how to pronounce them correctly or how to have a proper conversation. They would maybe give you some basic information, some basic knowledge about the language, present tense, continuous tense, maybe introduce you to the past tense, but it is only limited to that box. Outside that box, if I ask you any different question, no answer. Why? Because it was not taught, and kids are not encouraged or not supported when they want to learn the language, because in the end the answer would be, this will not come in the exam, this is too hi-fi, let's do not go there. And when I talk about getting a job, the first thing that they will see is your CV, and in the CV, if it says you have only learned a language in the school or in a university as a extra subject, they would give you a question paper. First thing that they will give, they will question paper of that language, and you will not be able to clear, because you will not be able to do those advanced questions. And maybe if by luck you are able to clear that, then comes the language round, where you have to really talk in that language. And talking about speaking in that language, I've already shared so many points where we are not focusing on speaking in that language or maybe understanding in that language. So if the guy who's taking your interview asks you a question and you are not able to answer, you're gone. Firstly, they will not entertain you if they see that you have only learned Spanish or German from school. And even if they let's say ask you to come for the interview, you'll bomb it because you cannot talk in that language, right? In the end, if you ask me, Lakshay, what is the solution to that? I really want to learn a language, what should I do? My advice would be, if you are under 18, complete your school, learn whatever you want to learn, focus on your primary studies that is happening, give those board exams, and once you clear all this and you're supposed to choose a college or an institute or anything, choose that and learn the language on the weekends. So let's say if you want to do law, or if you want to do engineering, or if you want to, let's say, learn coding, do that on the weekdays, and then on the weekend learn a language, whatever you like. And if you are above 18 and let's say in the second year or on the third year, go to an institute. Same answer, go to an institute. If you want to learn Spanish, go to Instituto Cervantes. If you want to learn French, go to Alliance Francaise. If you want to learn German, go to Max Muller Bhavan at Kasturba Gandhi Marg. These are the best places to learn these languages. I'm not sure about for Korean, it is the Korean Cultural Center in Lajpat Nagar. For Japanese, Mosai Institute at Barakhamba Road. You can search for the best institutes in Delhi, but on the top of my head, I have these institutes. Go there, learn the language over there. These are the best places. You will really learn a language there, because these are your cultural centers where they really focus on teaching you the language. They will make you speak. They will do a lot of listening activities. They will also ask you to write stuff. But the real focus will be on speaking and listening. And the teachers, a lot of teachers there are your native teachers from that country. If you go to Cervantes, a lot of teachers would be from Spain and from Latin America. And if you go to Alliance, some of the teachers would be from France or other French-speaking countries. So you really get that bubble where you are surrounded by the language, and you have other kids who have come there for the same motive, unlike in a school or in college where you have to learn 10 things, or you have 10 subjects, and then you have, on top of that, you have another subject. That will not happen in an institute. So the answer to all of this, or all the problem that you have if you want to learn a language, is go to a institute that is by the embassy or by the government of that country in Delhi, and learn the language over there. It is the best place. Thank you guys for watching the video till the end. Give a video a thumbs up, leave a comment, tell me where are you learning a language, and if you like my channel, subscribe to it. Till the next one, adios. So guys, if you're enjoying the videos, please consider subscribing to the channel.